Hi everyone, Andrew back for another Barista Basics video. It feels so good to be back. Sorry it's been so long. I think it's been about 2 or 3 months since I filmed my last video. Basically what had happened was, I been working a whole bunch, still, don't have any days off, but, sort of more recently, it was the 1-year anniversary of my dad's passing, and so, you know, since things are kind of getting better regarding COVID, we were able to have an actual ceremony for him, a little celebration of life. So that kind of, I think, really almost like reinvigorated, or yeah, almost kind of put this like fire in my belly that like I need to film something. And I think, well, my schedule has also been shifted around a little bit. I still don't have any days off, but instead of closing on Thursdays at the Starbucks I work at, I am now opening on Thursdays starting next week, I believe. So that frees up a lot of time for me. So these videos may end up becoming a Thursday thing. I know I usually uploaded them on Wednesdays in the past, or at least tried to, but it seems like Thursdays might pan out better, but we'll see. I don't want to make any promises because y'all know, if you saw my videos before, they were kind of sparse a bit. Not really a hiatus like this one was, but you know, sometimes I would just get too busy, whatever. You know the gist. Anyways, I just am so excited to be back. It admittedly feels kind of weird filming myself again, but we just got to get back into the swing of things, you know? And one more thing before I start, I just wanted to apologize if you can hear any music playing. As you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful day out, and my next door neighbors, you know, they're enjoying the weather too, and they're just playing some music, so I hope that that doesn't bother y'all. Music's pretty good though, so if you get to hear it, I hope you enjoy it, because I am. Okay, anyways, diatribe over. Now we can get into today's topic, which, as you can tell from the title, the return of my fave drinks series. So obviously I started with fall, we moved into winter, and now we're in spring. So, oh gosh, I'm so excited. These are like my favorite videos to film because they're so, I just love talking about the drinks I like. So I guess I'll start with a drink that y'all are very familiar with, and a drink that y'all know I absolutely am obsessed with, which is indeed the pink drink. I'm still on it. She hasn't gone away. But yes, still obsessed with the pink drink. However, I don't really remember what I said in the last video, but I have modified it a little bit. Instead of, well, I'll just describe what I do now, and if it's different, it's different. So I still get the pink drink. You know, I get it usually in the venti or Trenta size, and I use, oh, there's a bee hanging out. I like to use 2 pumps of raspberry and 4 pumps of vanilla in it, which again is a bit excessive. I should also sort of preface this by saying a lot of these drinks are super sugary. I say this in every video, that my favorite drinks videos, but I don't really eat a lot of sugar per se. Yeah, I don't really eat sweets very often, so I get my sugar intake, probably too much sugar intake, but I get my sugar intake from my Starbucks drinks. So be warned that these are all going to be probably super sweet. You can, of course, modify these to your liking if any of them sound appealing to you. But, so the pink drink is probably the worst offender of this, because it's already super sweet, and then I add more syrup in it. Whatever, y'all know how I do. So I like to add the raspberry syrup in there, a little bit of vanilla syrup, and kind of a big change to it is that since we now have oat milk, I like to add oat milk. I like to substitute the oat milk for, I like to substitute oat milk for the coconut milk that usually comes in it. Sorry, my brain's also not working so well. And it actually tastes really good. I'm not really a fan of, well, I will say that it reminds me of strawberry yogurt, or strawberry oatmeal either, which is something I'm not really a big fan of, but in the drink, it totally works. I like to do a little bit more oat milk than the strawberry acai now as well, as opposed to in the past when I made my pink drinks. I usually like to do half and half, or a little more acai compared to the coconut milk, but with the oat milk, it's kind of the opposite. And it tastes so good. It literally tastes like strawberry oatmeal, which again, kind of surprises me that I like it so much since I'm not a big fan of the actual food, but in the drink, it is so good. So that's been a really big one for me. Probably the next one that I've been having a lot, which I think also is perfect for this kind of weather now that things are getting warmer, I've just been getting a simple guava black tea lemonade. I've always really liked the guava juice blend, but I just never really got it in drinks super often. But things have changed. You know, spring is upon us. It's just very refreshing, as opposed to, and it's not super sugary compared to some of my other drinks. But that said, I do like to add some classic syrup in there, so that just helps sweeten it a little bit. And occasionally, if I'm feeling a little frisky, I'll add a little pump of raspberry in there just for a little extra fruitiness. But it's so good, and I just make it basically how it is with those syrups added. And usually I like to get that in a venti size. Probably the next drink that I have been drinking a lot, which is my new sort of main espresso drink recently, the one that I've been going to a lot for when I need that caffeine kick, you know. The morning shifts be hitting different. But so this latte, sometimes I get it in a grande, but usually I get it in a venti. It's simply just an iced latte. Sometimes I add an extra shot in there. So if it's a venti, it would get 4 shots. If it's a grande, then it would get 3. I like to do blonde espresso as well, a little bit sweeter, of course, as I've explained in the past. And sometimes I even like, sorry, this bee he's going ham right next to me. I also really enjoy ristretto shots sometimes. And again, that also just helps to make it sweeter. Surprise. But so those are the shots of espresso I like to get in it. But the syrups or sauces that I like to get in it, I've been absolutely obsessed, and I know I'm not the only one here because it's super popular, but the brown sugar syrup, literally, it is like, I think it almost competes with me for chestnut praline syrup, because y'all know that chestnut praline is my ride or die, but brown sugar she's kind of coming for the throne. I mean, she's like so good. So I've been super obsessed with that. And so I like to add brown sugar syrup in there. And then I also like to add a pump or two of white mocha just to help sweeten it a little bit. Also, it helps thicken it, which I quite enjoy. It makes my drink a bit creamier. And then I like to use oat milk as well. I kind of have foregone whole milk in substitute of the oat milk because oat milk is another, like, honestly, the last launch that happened is just totally right in my alley because it introduced oat milk and the brown sugar syrup, and I just can't help it. It's so good. But that's like my go-to latte, you know, my go-to caffeine intake, like serious caffeine intake anyways. So I'd say that's probably my main espresso beverage. Now, there are a few other drinks that I like to get. These are a little less common, but I still like to get them sometimes, you know, if I'm getting tired of one of the 3 drinks that I cycle through. Bless you. Bless you. One of my neighbors just sneezed. Bless you. Another one that I really like to get is simply I like to get this one in the grande size, but it's just a chai with some brown sugar syrup added into it and oat milk. So good. Also, just a little tidbit, you don't have to get it like this, obviously, but if you mix chai with the brown sugar syrup, it tastes just like gingerbread. I swear. It is really uncanny. So if you like gingerbread, that is a combo I would definitely recommend. It totally tastes like gingerbread to me. And yeah, that one's pretty simple. Just straightforward chai, brown sugar, and oat milk. Tastes super good. Almost like an oatmeal gingerbread cookie, kind of. What's another one that I've been... Well, actually, okay, so this is one that I don't really get so much anymore, but sort of when the launch first happened, when we first got the brown sugar syrup, I had this drink many, many times. And essentially, it's supposed to replicate the taste of milk tea with boba in it. And I haven't really spoken about this on the channel, but I absolutely love boba. Taro boba, the best one, hands down, in my opinion. And so this drink really helps. It's very reminiscent of that. Not so much the taro, but just like, you know, the tapioca and the milk tea. So when I got this, usually I would get it in the venti size. The way I would make it would simply be a black tea. So in the little shaker, I would do black tea to the tea line, and then I would do, at this point, I wasn't super much into the oat milk, so I did whole milk instead. And then I added some pumps of the brown sugar syrup in there and a little bit of ice, and you shake it up, and it tastes just like milk tea. It's really uncanny. The brown sugar is really what sells it. Now that I'm talking about the drink, I kind of want to have it again. Maybe next time when I make it, I will use oat milk instead of the whole milk and see how that turns out. And I'll definitely have to let y'all know what I think about that. I feel like that's really everything that I've been super into lately. Well, I guess this is an honorable mention as well. I've been having this a little bit more recently, but I'm pretty sure I talked about this I think I was really into it in my fall drinks video, if I'm not mistaken, but my matcha, I still absolutely love matcha. I just don't get it super often, but now that we have oat milk, I like to sometimes usually I get this one in the venti size. I like to get a venti iced matcha green tea latte with oat milk, and I still do like to add a little bit of vanilla in there. I know kids recently have been adding chai into the matcha green tea lattes. I haven't tried that, but it does sound pretty good. With that said, that also makes me think that I'd like to try it with the brown sugar syrup as well. Because maybe that'll give some kind of like matcha bubble tea experience perhaps. So, I'm just kind of spitballing here with these ideas, but I'll definitely have to try some of these later. I'm gonna make a little mental note for myself. But yeah, that's it. Those are the drinks that I've really been feeling this season. Yeah, okay, gosh. Okay, sorry, I'm excited. That felt good to do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned something useful or interesting. If any of the drinks that I mentioned, again, sound appealing to you, you can of course modify them in any way you like. These are just my personal preferences, of course. If you want to lower your sugar intake, I would probably not recommend any of these drinks. I would dramatically cut a lot of the sugar out. But for me, they're suitable for me. But with that said, again, I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you were staying, let's see if I remember this. I hope that you were staying safe, sane, entertained, and motivated? Safe, sane, healthy, entertained, and motivated. Sorry, like I said, it's been so long. If you are protesting, again, I hope that you guys are staying extra, extra, super duper safe. Don't really need to worry about bundling up anymore or getting hypothermia because it's pretty chilly. But on the reverse side of that, be sure to stay hydrated. Make sure you always have water on you. You're wearing comfortable, breathable clothing, because the last thing you want is to, suffer from heat stroke or heat exhaustion or something of that nature. And yeah, that's about it for me. I thank you guys so much for checking the video out. Again, I'm sorry that it's been so long, but if you know me personally, then I'm sure you can totally understand why. But yeah, that's it for me. I will hopefully see you guys next week for a new video. Fingers crossed, we'll see. But I'm feeling very excited about it, so I think next week will be a must. But that's it. Again, I thank you guys for checking the video out, and I hope you take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.